What is going on, guys? Pat Damiano here, bringing you yet another full body kettlebell workout. And for this one, you are just going to need one. Now, if you do have two kettlebells of the same weight and you want to make this one a little bit tougher, you can use the two kettlebells, and I'll show you where you need to change things up and adjust some of the exercises. But regardless, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a tough one. So let's jump right in and get started with our warm-up. Now, before we get into the actual workout, I do want to go over one of the exercises really quick, which is going to be the kettlebell clean. I want to make sure that you are not bashing your wrists and forearms the entire time you're doing this workout, because it is very uncomfortable and I know a lot of people struggle with it. So let's talk about it. So in an ideal world, our kettlebell cleans are going to be swinging between our legs and coming up to our shoulder like you see me doing here. Now, if you're someone who does that and really struggles to bash their wrists and forearms, then the first thing I want you to try is, instead of swinging the kettlebell between your legs, is just take it from the ground. This is called a dead clean. So instead of swinging, you're gonna go from the ground straight up to the shoulder, right back down to the ground, and then straight up to the shoulder like so. What this is gonna do is take out the swing, obviously. The more moving pieces we have in a clean, the more likely things are to go wrong. So this is going to keep the bell just going straight up and down, as opposed to swinging out and potentially turning the clean into a loopy swing that ends up crashing on our shoulders. Now, that change right there tends to fix a lot of problems. But if you are still struggling with it, there's a good chance you're doing one of two things, if not both. The first one is squeezing the kettlebell as hard as you possibly can. When you do that, the kettlebell then has to fight against your hand, pauses for a second, and then drops. We want a nice, smooth, and relaxed grip so that kettlebell can just go right around my wrist and rotate in my hand. So relax your grip and let the kettlebell rotate in your hand. And the other thing you might be doing is pulling as hard as you possibly can. I'm just trying to get this kettlebell to my shoulder, not 10 feet above my head. So all I want you to do is pull the kettlebell enough so it gets right to your shoulder. And again, you have a nice, smooth transition from the ground up to your shoulder into this front rack position. So for this workout, if you find that you are constantly bashing your wrists, I want you to try dead cleans, taking it from the ground, relaxing your grip, and not pulling so hard. All right, cleans are out of the way. Let's get into this thing. All right, so the way the first part of this workout is going to be set up, we are doing an EMOM 10. So every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. And in each minute, we're going to be doing a kettlebell complex. And that kettlebell complex is going to be 5 rows, followed by 5 cleans, right into 5 push press. Now, what you're gonna do is the first minute of that EMOM, you are going to do 5, 5, and 5 on your right side. You will then rest the remainder of the minute. Then the second minute, you're gonna do 5, 5, 5 on your left side. Third minute is your right side again. Fourth minute is left side, and so on and so forth. And you're gonna end up doing it 5 times on each side. So 10 total minutes of work. Now, I'm using a 62 pound, so 28 kilo for my non-Americans kettlebell here, just for some reference for you to kind of gauge where you might need to be for the weight. Now, if you are doing this with 2 kettlebells, like I said, this is going to get a little spicy and a lot tougher, because what you're gonna do is do 5 double rows, 5 double cleans, and 5 double push press every single minute. So like I said, this one's going to be a little tougher with 2 kettlebells. You are not alternating sides. You got both kettlebells moving. You're doing all the exercises in every minute, and you are going to end up doing, in a sense, twice as much work. So if you're going to be using 2 kettlebells with this one, then I want you to make sure you are prepared for that, plan accordingly, and buckle up. Okay, now once you are done with that EMOM, you're going to rest a couple minutes, right? 2 to 3 minutes, take a little bit more if you need it, especially if you did double bells, you're probably feeling it. And then we're gonna make our way to an AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible, in this case, for 10 minutes. So we're gonna be ramping the intensity up a little bit here and making things tough. So as many rounds as you can in 10 minutes, consistently moving, we're gonna be going through 3 exercises. The first one, we're revisiting our swings that we did in the warm-up. We're gonna be doing 15 kettlebell swings, 2-handed swings. Main goal with this one that we want to focus on is squeeze the butt, make sure our legs are doing the work, and at the top of the swing, our head should be up towards the ceiling. We should not be leaning back. From there, you're going to make your way into 10 goblet squats. Get the kettlebell up at about chest height. You're going to pinch your elbows nice and tight, and then we're just dropping down into a nice deep squat. 10 reps there. We are then going into a ballistic row, probably my favorite rowing variation, and we're gonna get a little fancy here. So we're doing 10 of these on each side, that is 20 total. So with this ballistic row, you're gonna row up towards your belly button, let go, kettlebell's gonna float for a second, and then you go grab it with the other arm. All right, alternating again, 20 total, 10 on each side. If the ballistic rows are a little tricky for you, you can always just do single arm rows. Now, if you were doing double bells, for the most part, things are gonna stay the same. You're just gonna do double kettlebell swings. You might need to get your feet just a little bit wider than you might be used to in your kettlebell swings. We're then gonna go into double kettlebell front rack squats. And then the rows are where things might change up a little bit. You're gonna challenge yourself and challenge that core stability. You're gonna be doing renegade rows. Same thing, 10 on each arm, 20 total reps. that is a wrap, guys. That's all I got for you today. That was a tough one. As always, make this workout work for you, what you have access to, your skill level with kettlebells, and your fitness level. If you need to change an exercise. If you need to make the reps lower somewhere, or make the AMRAP shorter, whatever it is, make this workout work for you so you can do it. So if you need to adjust anything, make it a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, go ahead and do so. But on the flip side, you need to make it a little bit tougher. Next time you do it, grab a heavier weight, all right? I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you like this workout, you're definitely going to like this one right here. I'll see you there.